Hey guys, welcome back. So today's Throwback Thursday palette is going to be the third runner-up in the poll I had posted on my community tab here on my channel, and it's the Lorac Pro Palette. I love this palette. This is the first high-end eyeshadow palette I ever purchased. It is my first love, and so I was very excited that you guys also said yes, we'd like to see. It was a very close tie between all three palettes originally. So I'm loving this series. All the other videos that I've done, all the other palettes that I have used are in a playlist, which I will link below. And if you would like to vote on which palette I'm going to be doing next, make sure to be following me on the community tab here on my channel. I'm going to be asking you guys real soon which palette you would like me to use for next week's Throwback Thursday eyeshadow look. So I gotta tell you, there was a little bit of doubt in the middle of doing this eye look, but I love how it turned out. So we're kind of turning the tables upside down this week and showing you how the finished look comes out, because I didn't want to start with me just like spewing doubt as I'm doing this, thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not sure if this is going to turn out. So I wanted to show you that it does indeed turn out. So if you are new, welcome. I would love to have you subscribe. All of my social media links are listed in the description box. I do upload videos 3 days a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, which is my Throwback Thursday series now, and Saturdays, which is my Chit Chatterday series. So please subscribe, give this video a huge like if you enjoy what you're watching today, and let's roll right on into this look. I'm going to start out like I always do with my Milani eyeshadow primer. Here is what the Lorac Pro Palette looks like. In case you've forgotten, it has a row of shimmer shades down here, and then this is a row of all mattes. You have a white, a cream. This is a light pink color, even though it's not really, it's hard to translate it because these three are all really close, but this light pink is actually a very beautiful, well done, matte, pigmented light pink shade. I'm going to take a mixture of the white and the cream and set my primer. So when I purchased this palette, I didn't really know how much I would use a matte eyeshadow. I didn't know the difference between a matte, like obviously the finish, I knew the difference, but I didn't know how much I needed matte eyeshadows to create an eyeshadow look. I was still in the process of learning. I just kind of liked the idea that, hey, these ones were matte and flat and these ones were shimmery, and I thought shimmer on the lid, matte must go somewhere in the crease. And so I actually really enjoy this palette. I've gotten a lot of use out of it, although you can't really tell. But I was kind of mentioning this in a comment back to somebody on my How to Shop at Sephora video. You don't see a lot of my products having huge dents in them because I literally rotate my makeup. I don't use the same palette every day, not even like probably every couple weeks, because I try to literally rotate my makeup and grab for a different palette, a different blush, and a different lipstick every single time. Just because I have all these different products, I want to give them equal use. I'm going to start off with this mauve shade, and this is a Wayne Goss 19 brush. But I'm that way with everything. I don't wear the same pants all the time. I don't wear the same, I mean, I have quite a large selection of t-shirts, but that's what I live in. But I don't wear the same ones every day. Like, I rotate the shirts that I wear. And I'm just like that with everything that I have, because I figure if I buy all these different options, I need to wear them, I need to use them. So I take that same philosophy into my makeup collection. Now, some things I don't have a lot of, so of course I use the same thing every day and I go through it. But when it comes to colored products, my goodness, I mean, I'm seeing some good-sized dents in some of these shades, so you can see which ones I favor over others in any palette. And there's some products I prefer over others, but I've kind of gotten to the point where I've downsized my collection to only what I really like. And if I really didn't like something and didn't reach for it, I got rid of it. Oh hey, I never took off the plastic piece. Oh, that is so satisfying. Brand new mirror. I'm going to go in with this sable color right here, just a really nice warmer brown. And this is a MAC 217. I told myself I wanted to create a warm brown smoky eye, but we'll see. We'll see how this pans out here. I do wish there was a shade lighter than this taupey color and maybe even a little bit warmer to put in your crease, because when I put that taupey color in my crease, it's kind of dark. That's why I started with that mauve shade to transition into, because I felt like this brown didn't transition into that taupe too well. It looked a little bit muddy. And honestly, I rarely use just one palette for any eyeshadow look. I almost always jump all over the place because I have so many different palettes. If I only had a few, I probably would still do the same thing, because I like to mix and match and just kind of create my own shades, like use my own shades in my mind for the eye look I want to do. I think that's why I like my single shadows so much, like my Makeup Geek and my MAC shadows, because I just take them all out. Literally, I take them all out, I open them up on my vanity, and I just go in between everything. So this is forcing me to create looks within a single palette. But I do the same thing when I cook. I'll get a recipe out and follow it as like a guide, but I won't actually, unless I'm baking, but I won't actually do exactly as it says. Even last night I was making a new recipe and I'm looking at the measurements for the spices. And I'm like, I'm not going to get out a teaspoon or a teaspoon and a half. I just eyeball it. I use my palm as a guide of like, okay, this is about this, so this is good. And salt, I almost always add way more salt than it calls for. I find most recipes undersalted, unless you're using like bacon or sausage or something that already is kind of salty. Most recipes I found are just like blank, like I need more salt. I need to taste this. I definitely don't skimp on salt. So I saw that they're coming out with a Lorac Pro 4. Now I have the 1 and the 2. I had the 3. But I decluttered that one because I just didn't find myself reaching for it as much. I like the colors in it, but it didn't create just the palette itself that unique of a look, and so that was one of the palettes I had decluttered. I seen a sneak peek of the 4. I didn't like really look at it to see the colors or if it was anything that would interest me. But I'm not really in the market for eyeshadows right now. I mean, to the average person, I have more than enough. This looks so creepy without any eyebrows on, but I wanted to do my eyes first today because I know that the Lorac shadows can have some fallout, and I didn't want it to mess up my concealer. I'm going to go in with Pewter, which is this nice taupier shade, and this is a GSN 9 brush here by Chicky Hodo. You guys watching American Idol? Oh my gosh, we are really enjoying American Idol. I've been tweeting on Sunday and Monday nights, or just kind of tweeting in general. So follow me on Twitter. I haven't really like talked about it much over the past 3-4 years because I don't really use it. I'd post my photos there and whatever, but I never really understood it. I'm like, why do I need Twitter? I have Instagram, then they created Snapchat, and like I have YouTube. Like, why do I need that? But now I get it. It's a great place to just share like thoughts or polls, or it's just another. It's like on Instagram, you have to post a picture, you know, and you don't know. I don't always have a picture I want to post. What if I just want to say something? You know what I mean? But I have to have a picture associated to post. So I like Twitter because I can say something without posting a photo, which you can still post photos too. I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm not sure. I feel like this is looking very, blah, you know, kind of muddy. So Cade, I really like Cade. He's from Texas and he's like rock. Like his style is very rock and roll. And every time I listen to him sing, it just reminds me of like, I don't know, obviously 80s music, but even like 90s. Because remember like when there were a lot of rock bands like Incubus, oh my gosh, like so many. And that just reminds me of when I was a teenager. Okay, I'm going to go in with Espresso and a very small Wayne Goss number 5 brush here. I'm scared. Try to create a little depth out here. Okay, I don't know what is happening right now, but do you ever create something and think, you know what, this is not good. This is not gonna see the light of day. You know what I think it is that throws me off? I think it's the fact that my eyes are not exactly shaped the same, and I find one side easier to do than the other because the other one always looks different. And I have to like, I don't know, like what is going on over here? I'm going to take some black eyeliner. I chuckle because I fear for my eye look every single time I get out a black eyeliner. Because to me it just screams permanent Sharpie marker. Like whatever line you make, it is staying there. I'm going to take a little bit of Chanel mascara here and coat my lashes. And whenever I do a super dark smoky eye, I definitely have to balance it out with false lashes. Because I do not have the length and fullness in my natural lash to carry the depth of darkness that we created on my eyes, in my opinion. I just think it looks better to have a little bit of length. I don't want to do a crazy, crazy lash, but something to just give us a little bit more fullness. So I have these. These are the Red Cherry number 43 lashes. I gotta admit, I was losing hope there for a little bit, but I think it's just simply because I didn't have my brows to really, as you can see, before and now, I filled in my brows. I put on foundation, concealer, bronzer, the boring, just plain stuff I always do. I'm testing out a new foundation for my next drugstore foundation review series. And I put on my false lashes. Now we're going to finish the lower lash line because it needs a little attention down there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pencil brush and the mauve shade right here. And we're going to do a little bit of that below here. I just find it really necessary to connect the upper colors with the lower lash line so you don't leave it completely blank. That's what I like on myself. Now sometimes I'll leave it, like if I'm just doing a really simple eye look, I'll leave it, you know, kind of blank. But since we have so much going on up here, I feel it necessary to balance it out by bringing it down to my lower lash line here. And then on my inner corner, we're just going to take this nude shade that we put on our lids. I like layered colors, quite honestly, but you know that. I'm always mixing and cocktailing, and I just like a really layered look myself. Oh, this nude shade is so pretty. It is just simply beautiful. And then, of course, you want to finish it off with some mascara on the lower lashes. I guess the lesson to be learned here that I'm gathering from this is when in doubt, just keep blending it out, just keep rolling with it. Sometimes it's hard to see the end result in the middle of what you're doing. It's like, is this going to turn out? I'm really doubting myself. I'm really not quite sure. But truly just keep going and finish it out. And then see how it all comes together, because sometimes in the middle, it's like this color doesn't look good with this color. Maybe I need to add in a little bit more of this, a little bit more of that. We're just kind of like going about it, you know what I mean? But I'm really pleased with how when you blend that mauve with the brown, how it kind of turns into pinky and purple. So this is almost like a slight pink, mauve, smoky eye, which I'm totally okay with. I intended brown, but been there, done that. So this, I really like how this looks. All right, so we need some color. I'm going to grab my Strobe Lighting Blush palette from Hourglass. I actually have an entire review on this. I think you can still buy these. I think they've now made them single size, I think. So I'm going to mix the, let's see, this is Euphoric Fusion with Brilliant Nude. I want like a mauve-y nude blush. I don't want it to be too, I don't want too much color. I really like Hourglass. I'm just doing this. I love their powders. They're just effortless. They blend. Never are they too much. They're just beautiful. I think that these blush powders are always in my Sephora VIB recommendations or favorites, like all-time favorites. Like these are... I could just wear Hourglass blushes for the rest of my life and be okay and not feel the need to buy any more. I like that these Strobe ones have a slight glow since I am wearing a very matte full coverage foundation today, which by the way, I really like a full coverage foundation when I'm doing a very smoky eye because it takes away any distractions underneath and I just find it looks the cleanest on my skin when I have full coverage with a very smoky eye. I don't like a smoky eye with like a medium or light coverage foundation because I find that it's just, for me, I think it's too busy. I think there's just a lot of stuff going on the face. Oh, that is so pretty. Okay, Bobbi Brown, I'm choosing to wear Pink Glow today. Another absolute favorite of mine. There's another shade that's not, okay, so this says pink, but it's not that pink. It really is more like a, I don't know. It's not very pink, put it that way. I think it'd be good for all skin colors because it's like a warm, soft champagne with a hint of a pink. I guess you can see the pink a little bit there. Okay, so I'm actually really loving how this eye look turned out. I'm like really falling in love with it. It might not be perfectly even. None of my eye looks are ever perfectly even, but I also don't want to spend 13 hours blending because that's how much time it would take me. A makeup artist could get it done in 5 minutes, but it would take me forever. And worrying about it just takes the joy out of it and steals my peace, and I ain't about that life no more, so we're just rolling with it. Alright, I want to do a pinky, like a mauve colored lip. So I'm going to do MAC Whorl Lip Liner, which I love. If you don't have Lancome Ideal, or you have Lancome Ideal and you don't have this, use that because that's a good one also. This is very similar to Ideal. I think it has a slight more red undertone to it than brown. You could just do like this lip liner, fill in your lips and put a gloss. That would be pretty, but I think I want to do a little bit of NARS Anna lipstick. Alright, I officially love how this turned out. You know, I've always been a fan of this palette. Of course, it was the first one I ever bought, but I've never had a bad eye look come out from it. I mean, you could even do something just really simply beautiful with these, you know, just everyday colors. Of course, we didn't really delve into the blue or the purple or the garnet down here, which we could do again. So let me know if you'd like me to do another look with this palette. I love it. I love how it turned out. Make sure to check out some of the other throwback palettes I've already used. Some great looks have come out of those as well. I will link that playlist down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I enjoyed chatting with you today, and we will chat again very soon. Bye, guys.